Good morning. So it is 8:30 on a Thursday morning, and I'm running late, which, for whatever reason, is a ongoing thing on Thursdays. I don't know why. But I'm running late because I put clothes in the wash last night and they fell asleep instead of putting them out on the line, which I would say is a justifiable reason. But I didn't get to sleep until like gone 1:30 because the other half wasn't overly well, and she kept me up, and I kept bringing her tea, and I've been just trying to settle her. But no, it didn't really happen. So yeah, I'm running a tad bit late, and you're probably thinking, but you're self-employed. No, then again, I don't actually know if I've told you that I'm self-employed. Of course I'm self-employed, so technically I can't run late. But when you have a recurring client, and you sort of promise them that you'll be there at 9 on the days that you're meant to be there, you're running late. Because as I said, it is 8:30, or just gone 8:30. It's 8:33. I got a client for 9 o'clock, and I still got to do the sheep. The other reason I'm late is because I had to run around the house to find things. I had to find a fob for my other half. She forgot it for her work, as well as a friend of mine wanted to buy some product off me, which actually sounds like quite, not necessarily inappropriate, but incriminating. It's just lamb burgers. It's just lamb and mint burgers. That's all it is. So yeah, he wanted to buy some of that. So I dove through the freezer to get to them, and then there was a collapse in the freezer because it's a chest freezer, and I was trying to keep all of the stuff to one side, and then I went to put the box of lamb burgers back into the freezer, and it all fell, and I had to take the box back out and take everything else out, and then put the boxes in, and then put everything next to the boxes, and but oh well. So yes, that's why I'm running late. What else? Got Dag in the back. Yes, that's Dag with an A. And then, yeah, other than that, the morning's actually going quite alright. I haven't had any breakfast, but I've got some next to me, so I'll have that I'll probably have to skip it until about 11. And then, yeah. So, that was my morning. But I thought, right, let's chat. White balance is a bit so-so, but then again, there is a lot of glare. Better. So, I want to talk about this camera. So last night, I found out I done messed up. And the last time I messed up this badly, technology-wise, was when I spent far too much money on a custom-built laptop that couldn't do the basic things that I wanted it to do. So yeah, that's sort of how it feels. So I was quite in a bit of a mope last night, and then I researched a little bit to find out the key differences between this camera and the camera that I thought it was. So this is the Sony ZV-1F. So I didn't know they did a 1F. They also do a ZV E10 and potentially an E20, which I found out are meant to be quite good. They're meant to be very good. They're compacts that allow interchangeable lenses, but they're the higher end of this. So when I was doing all my research, I was researching the ZV Mark 1 and Mark 2, and I actually had my hand, I actually physically played with the ZV2. So I actually physically played with that, and I'm sure I remember having a zoom lens. So when I had this, I was like, oh, is this the difference between the 1 and the 2? The 1 doesn't have a zoom lens, which this doesn't. This is it fully zoomed in. It's got a ×2 digital zoom. That's literally it. This is you all the way out. But look at it. That's That's an incredible wide angle. So, a little bit disappointed at myself, because as I said, this is it. You can buy lenses that actually screw into this, so perhaps I will actually I might actually have a look if I so wish, because there are actually swings and roundabouts on this sort of thing. So again, I did research between the 1 and the 1 and the 1F. So the main selling point, a hell of a lot cheaper. I should say a heck of a lot cheaper. Sorry, a heck of a lot cheaper. It's. The technology is slightly better as well. It's somewhere between version 1 and version 2, which is interesting. As the price point, again, it was a lot cheaper than both. And as I said, and maybe I didn't say it actually, but when I purchased this, I purchased it off eBay, and I got it for what I thought at the time was quite a good deal. Was actually a very good deal, and now I found out that it's a reasonable deal after figuring out this is not the camera I thought it was. And yes, I probably have the opportunity to the opportunity to return this. I probably do, but you know what? Again, I actually had a good deal on this. Ish. I had a good deal. I didn't have a great deal like I thought, but I had a good deal, which was that it came with a wind sock thing, which I don't know if that's standard. It could very well be. It came with a battery, because I know that you can get cameras cheaper if it doesn't come with a battery, but this came with a battery. It came with a charger, which I know, again, a lot of people don't sell cameras with chargers, but this came with a charger. It also came with an SD card. The SD card was very disappointing, however. So when I heard it came with an SD card, I thought, alright, this will probably come with a 2 gig SD card. And then I had this whole realization of, do they even make 2 gig SD cards anymore? Because back in the day, one, they were expensive, and two gigs were actually a lot. This was before recording was like a big thing, and before you could even get anything higher than 720p recording. And then I was like, oh, well, it'll actually probably be an 8 or 16 gig, which isn't huge, but it would do an hour or so, which should be plenty. And then I received this thing, this exact one here, and I haven't got a clue what size it is, because it gave me a whopping 1 minute of record time. 1 minute, and just over 500 pictures. But yes, 1 minute of record time. And I was like, you know what, stuff it. I'll still test it. Nah. And no matter how much I tried to format the card, nah. It wouldn't even allow me to actually record with it. So that's a little bit annoying. So I found out that I paid slightly more than half price for this camera compared to new, which again isn't actually bad, especially when this was a display camera. So what that means is that it was sat in a shop gathering dust, and people were allowed to touch it. And if it got a scratch, it would have to get replaced with one that didn't. Thankfully, this one doesn't have any marks, blemishes, battered, bruised, nothing. It is completely, in all intents and purposes, new, but with a used price point. So yeah, and so the Mark 1, I couldn't find one, because I looked last night. I couldn't find one that came with the same benefits as this did. So I couldn't find any that actually came with a battery, for example. I couldn't find any that offered the power supply or the charger. Literally nothing. I think I saw a lot come actually with like the windsock thingy. But yeah, none that actually offered it coming with a battery, coming with this, coming with that. No, just bare bones, and it was slightly more expensive than this. It would have been roughly the half price of a brand new one. So yeah, so I'm sort of in the thing of I've made my bed and I've got to lay in it. In other words, I'm not bothering sending this back and getting a new one, getting them what I thought it was, because for this sort of content, it works really blinking well. And that is that. I'm with my sheep. So I want to say thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in another video.